Power pilot racks. Oh, production guy has racks too. Racks and handles and stuff.
Good. Good shit.
Basically, margin में से हम
We are supposed to shoot today, right?
That is true. This channel is going to go live properly next week and never stop. I think there's too much noise in the office. So let's go home and shoot. Well, if you're new here, you're probably wondering who I am. My name is Vedant, like you just saw. I'm 23 years old. I live here in Mumbai. And a few years ago, I started a company called Mainstreet that is essentially a sneaker platform. More on that later in case you're not already familiar. But I wanted to also establish a little bit of backstory to give you guys context of where I've come from, to show you where my head's at and to eventually show you where I want to go with this channel and what I'm planning to do with it. Well, back in school, I always believed that I was smart, but I really struggled with like focus and studying and things like that. Luckily for me, I had parents that gave me all the faith in the world, so I never really ended up losing faith in myself. So as soon as I got done with the 10th grade, I entered like the 11th and 12th in a junior college where I didn't have to attend much, and I joined like these IIT tutorials, which I left in a couple of months. And I was always very keen to like start a business. Now in this time, the one thing I learned about myself through school was that I really struggled to focus on like single things, and I just did not have much accountability. So after a few months of trying to start a business, I realized that I'm in a system now where I have even lesser accountability and no structure at all. And at this point in time, I used to watch a YouTuber from New York that some of you may be familiar with, who goes by the name of Casey Neistat. Casey.
It's nice to meet you.
He basically made a whole film out of his day every single day. And watching his videos every single day, the only thought I remember having was that like full of fear that I would never be able to do this.
It scared the living hell out of me.
And it just, I don't know, it's not a great feeling, you know. So one day I had this idea, this lack of accountability is, you know, it's not serving me well in line with my goals of, you know, starting a business. So the idea was that, you know, why don't I announce my goals to the internet?
If I'm telling a camera what I'm doing the whole day, it'd be embarrassing to admit to having messed up and getting distracted so easily.
And if I'm accountable to the internet, eventually, I'd get tired of screwing that up because, you know, I felt like I was still in some sense a social animal and I'd be embarrassed. And B, and if nothing, at least I would have made like a video out of it. So I tricked myself into doing this. I said, okay, we'll film on my phone. We'll make the video just 3 to 5 minutes short. And I said, yo, if we do this for 7 days straight, I'll tell people about it. 7 days passed.
It's been a week since I've been vlogging, and it's a big deal for me because I never thought I'd go through this.
100 days passed.
So when I started vlogging 100 days ago,
200 days passed.
it's been a whole 200 days.
I ended up doing this 700 days straight.
It is now 7:30 in the morning on November 21st, and it's my first vlog.
And when I started vlogging, I basically had nothing going for me. By the time I stopped vlogging, at that time I remember there was 3 different businesses that I was trying to build. It wasn't anything super substantial at the time, but it was a direction. And funnily enough, one of those 3 businesses was Mainstreet that we're running today. Anyway, stopping vlogging was as hard as starting, honestly.
One day when I stopped vlogging, basically this is my last vlog for a bit. God, it's hard.
By the time we were at 700 days, it was on autopilot. It was such a simple process of waking up and doing this machinery that I had built that just helped me get 30 videos out in 30 days. And I felt like that accountability was missing again because I wasn't vlogging to grow my YouTube channel. I was just vlogging for the sake of it at that point. You know, I had to like face the fact that it really wasn't serving me well at that point. It wasn't doing anything for me at all. So I had to jump into this abyss of, you know, going from doing 30 videos in 30 days to nothing. And that was extremely scary. But eventually I reached a point where I had to take that leap, and God knows I'm grateful I did. I spent the next few months maybe extremely just sad in Bombay. I had just moved to Bombay at that point. It was mid 2018. Felt extremely empty, it was lonely, it was just hard. It was a hard time in my life. But I think it was important to get through, which eventually led me to realizing that, you cannot be building 3 businesses at the same time. I'm not Elon Musk. It led me to shutting down 2 of them, which was kind of hard. One of them was just mine. One I was running with one of my best friends. Mainstreet also, in fact, I was running with 2 friends at the time. Parting ways with them was really hard. But, I guess life since then has been all about doing the hard things and taking the harder decisions. And I'm really grateful I did, because today Mainstreet is one of the largest sneaker platforms in the country. We have 2 stores, one in Delhi, one in Bombay. Mainstreet has a flourishing YouTube channel with about 80,000 subscribers and growing. It has a wonderful team of 35 people that is just so incredible to wake up to every day. And through the course of this, I managed to meet and connect with a bunch of incredible people. I have friends who are incredibly smart now, and I'm friends with founders and successful people who I could have only ever dreamt of at a time, that I've definitely talked about in my vlogs back in the day. And I'm pretty much living this dream. It's absolutely fantastic. Over the last few months got me to thinking that there was one thing I was just pricking me at the back of my mind, that when I did start this channel, although it wasn't very clearly with the intention of growing it, I did something I want to grow it. I did. YouTube is something that I'm definitely passionate about, and it's definitely something I wanted to do. I wanted to get back to it this year properly. So I did a 30-day sprint of daily vlogging again through December.
I'll be vlogging every day again for about a month.
I think I ended up doing 26, 27 days, just to get back into the habit of vlogging and to figure out what I wanted to do with this channel. And eventually I realized I needed help. I found my man Sankey over here, who has now moved to Bombay to help me build this channel, and I think together we found some sort of creative flow with where we're going with this, which is going to be essentially 3 things. One, I'm going to do stories like this because I just love telling them. There's a bunch of stories from my life that I would absolutely love sharing in formats like this, nicely shot with some cool post-production that Sankey would put into all of that. 2, I'm going to get back to doing cool vlogs occasionally, but fun, entertaining, power-packed vlogs. And 3, probably one of the most exciting parts of this whole situation, I am starting a podcast. Basically, I'm gonna sit down with a bunch of my friends who are successful as people and ask them the things that people don't otherwise ask, or more than anything, just hang out with them the way I would normally hang out with them. I think it's just extremely entertaining. Also, value-adding conversation that'll be fun to film. That being said, this channel effective immediately will be doing 1 video a week. We'll be doing one video a week. To start, after the first 4 weeks, we're hoping to move to 2 videos a week, and then we'll maintain that schedule. These are all things I learned through my course of building Mainstreet that I'm going to apply here, and I'm here clearly with the intention to build and grow this channel. So make sure to, if you're still here, to like this video, comment down below and tell me your thoughts, and tell me if you're here with me, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But I think, that's all for us today. I'm excited to do this. This is the intro for this channel. That being said, I'm going to see you next week. That's so exciting to say. Cool. Wonder, Sankey. How's that feel, huh?